Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back. So in this video, we're going to talk about, is it possible for Dune Part 2 to make $1 billion at least? Can it reach that billion-dollar mark? We're going to be looking at all the aspects of the film, comparing it to the previous film, and yeah, seeing if it can make it to that $1 billion mark, which is a huge milestone for a blockbuster. And, you know, pretty much, you know, not like standard, but like that's the expectation, right? For a blockbuster this size, you would expect to make $1 billion. You would hope to make $1 billion, you know. I guess that's sort of the goal, you know, as well as to make a great movie. Like that should be your first goal overall and first priority. The second is to, you know, in this modern blockbuster landscape, you want to make that billion. But yeah, so we're gonna be looking at it from all aspects. Keep in mind, I have not seen Dune yet. It hasn't had its wide release. I'll be seeing it in about 2 days from now, from when this is being recorded. So I'm very excited to see it. But yeah, I did just want to get on here and talk about its possibility to make $1 billion. So yeah, let's get into it. So looking at it from one aspect, which I'm going to talk about, is the actors in it. Are they box office draws? Because we know, you know, some actors have the ability to draw people in and to push films to the billion. You know, actors like, I guess, Tom Cruise have been shown to have that ability to, you know, draw people into to the cinema to get them to watch their films. I mean, Mission Impossible Part 1, I guess, is an anomaly because that didn't make too much money, but Top Gun Maverick was like made heaps of money. It reached the $1 billion mark, and Tom Cruise, I would say, is definitely a movie star. But looking at this cast, I don't think we have anyone of a Tom Cruise level. I mean, obviously some incredible A-listers in here, but no one that has been proven to be a box office draw. I mean, Timothée Chalamet, his films have done well. Like Wonka did pretty well, but I don't know how much I credit that to him rather than crediting it to Wonka itself as an IP, or, you know, Charlie and Chocolate Factory and things like that. So I guess Timothée Chalamet, well, he's definitely a great actor, obviously, and is massively famous. I don't think he is a box office draw. You know, films like Lady Bird and Little Women. I mean, he was barely in Lady Bird, and he was not a main character in Little Women. They didn't, you know, obviously weren't massive box office hits, but you know, they were successful for the budgets they had. But, you know, I guess drawing in audiences, he wasn't necessarily successful in that aspect, and which is fine. You know, some actors aren't meant to be movie stars. Some actors just are better at, you know, or not better, but, you know, just they don't focus on that. They just focus on being great in these films rather than being a box office draw and sort of making everything commercial and, like, you know, like an event, I guess. But yeah, so Timothée Chalamet, I definitely don't think is a box office draw. Zendaya, while she has been in some massive films like the Spider-Man films, I would not say she's a box office draw herself. I mean, we'll see. There hasn't been that much interest in her new film coming out, directed by Luca Guadagnino, the Challenges, I think it was called. There has not been that much interest surrounding that film, and she's like headlining that film. She's starring in it, and so I guess we'll see. I mean, Euphoria is a massive hit. I don't know if that's because of Zendaya or if that's because it's, you know, it is a good show. You know, no matter what you say, but I think Euphoria is a good show. Yeah, I just don't think she is a massive box office draw. I don't think she has that ability. I think she's definitely getting there. I think people obviously love her. I just don't think she could help push this film to $1 billion, you know. But yeah, so also looking at the other cast, you know, we have Josh Brolin and Austin Butler and things like that, who have, again, been in massive films like, you know, Elvis and you know, Josh Brolin with the Avengers films. I would not accredit that, again, to Josh Brolin, the Avengers films being so successful. I mean, Thanos as a character was incredible, and obviously people loved him, but I don't think it's because, like, people are like, oh, you got to go see Avengers Endgame, Josh Brolin's in it, you know. Like, I don't think that's the reason people saw that film. But yeah, so I don't think that he's necessarily a box office draw. Florence Pugh, again, she hasn't had that many massive box office hits. So yeah, looking at it from the actor standpoint, I don't think there's anyone that's going to specifically draw in a major audience. You know, the general audience. I don't think the general audience is going to see this film because of who's in it, you know, necessarily. I mean, again, people do love these actors, but I don't think that they would necessarily be drawn in because of these actors, you know. It would definitely be because of the quality of the film. But yeah, so looking at it from that aspect, also comparing it to Dune 1, it only made $400 million. So we need to look at it from the aspect of, are people aware, or have people seen the first one, and are they gonna be more inclined to watch this if they haven't seen the first one, or less inclined, or whatever. So yeah, looking at the first Dune only made $400 million, and that, again, that's pretty good, I think, for also being released day and date on streaming at no extra cost. I don't think, was it at extra cost? I don't think it was. But yeah, having it be released day and date on streaming when it came out during the pandemic, I don't think that obviously that, you know, hindered its box office massively. But still, I think $400 million while being released day and date, is quite good. And I guess we'll see what the box office will be with this film, if it will surpass it. I think it definitely will, based on what we're hearing. But yeah, also there is a group of people that didn't actually love Dune 1. You know, like I am in that group. I liked it. I certainly liked it. I mean, like I'm not a Dune hater. Obviously, I liked the first film. I'm gonna rewatch it at some point in the next 2 days before I eventually see Dune 2. But yeah, there are people who just didn't like it, who it doesn't appeal to them. They found it boring. A lot of people actually said they fell asleep during the film. And so yeah, this film, or Dune 1 at least, does have its, you know, people that don't like it. You know, it only got an 80% Rotten Tomatoes, which is great, but that's still, it's not as good as this one. This has a 97% on Rotten Tomatoes. So we'll see what the general audience responds to with that, like with this film. Will it make the billion? And will have audiences warmed up to this IP? And have they seen Dune since it was in theaters? Because again, it didn't do amazing at the box office. It did fine. I think it did good actually, compared, you know, being again released day and date. But will audiences be interested in this, having not seen the first Dune? You know, there are also people coming out like who have seen the film and saying you don't really like. It's not like you should, but it's not 100% necessary. Like you can pick up the story if you have not seen the first Dune, right? Like you obviously should watch the first Dune, but if you have not seen it, you'll be able to pick up the story. That is what I think a lot of the critics have said who have come out of the film, who have actually seen it from the premiere. So yeah, do I think it will make $1 billion? I don't know. I think it has the possibility. I think we just need to see what happens with general audiences. Are they going to love it? You know, because again, critics love the first one. General audiences, there were a lot of them that didn't love it. You know, I mean, obviously there were heaps and a huge amount that loved it, but there were those that didn't. So yeah, we'll have to see what the response is from the general audience. I think it definitely can make $1 billion, but we just need to see that first. So yeah, that's it for this video. Do you think Dune Part 2 will be able to make $1 billion at the box office? Let me know your thoughts down below. Also, the film was only made for like 140 million, so that's quite good. So it doesn't need to make $1 billion, but I think it deserves to, you know, having not seen the film. But anyway, that's it for this video. Make sure you like and subscribe. Also turn on post notifications, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.